What's up, guys? This is Corey with TD Gym, back with another video for y'all today. So today we are going to be taking a look at kind of an interesting deck. It's kind of similar to a deck that we already have in the format in the Shenron Gogeta. This is Kaioken Porunga. So we're using the new Kaioken Goku from set 7 with our Porunga leader. We're ramping up, getting to our 7 energy, and then we're getting out 2 Kaiokens in one turn. Using their abilities, ripping our opponent's hands, giving one of them crit, and just kind of winning the game in a big way that way. So see, we're not an interactive deck. We're not really doing anything until we really kind of get up into the turn where we're trying to win. We're able to do that typically turn 5. There's possibilities to get it out on turn 4. Turn 4's or turn 5's way more realistic. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the list. Alright, so first up we've got our leader, Porunga. On his front side, he's just a normal Dragon Ball leader. Put him in rest mode, search your deck for 2 Dragon Balls or life, put it in your hand. Whenever he flips, you take a desire card, put it back in your hand, and then on his back side, you can either draw a card, activate a desire card, or his big wish, which is what's relevant to us, is that you choose a battle card in your drop area with an energy cost equal to or less than your current energy, and put it into play. So getting into the actual list, first up we've got 4 of our Kaioken Son Goku Defender of Earth. It's just kind of our bomb for the deck. So it's a 7-drop, 3 green, 2 red. Deflect, Energy Exhaust, permanent. If there are 20 more red or green cards in your drop area, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. That's not relevant to us at all. We're actually just going to cast him out for 7, so we're not worried about his reduction. And then auto, whenever your life reaches 1 for the duration of the turn, this card gains triple strike and dual attack and can't be KO'd by your opponent's skills. And then activate main, choose 1 card in your life and add it to your hand. Your opponent reveals their hand, then you choose up to 1 card from it and place it in the drop area, and this card gets plus 25,000 power for the duration of the turn. This is not a once per turn effect, this is just an activate main, so if you've got 8 life, you can do it 7 times, go down to 1, and then he gets 7 times 25,000, and then you rip 7 cards from their hand. So it's really strong. Like I said, we're trying to get 2 of these out and just kind of alternate the taking a life on each one of them, make them both really big, and just rip multiple cards from opponent's hands, what we're really going after. Moving on to the rest of the list, we've got 4 Burnish Bonds Burgos, just a 1-drop on blue, auto whenever you play this card, draw a card. And then auto once per turn during your opponent's turn. If your opponent switches energy to active mode using a not awakened skill, choose up one of your opponent's energy and place it in its owner's drop area. This is really just good situationally versus different things that like to untap or energy manipulation. It's really more for us just a pay 1, draw 1, and now it's just a 5k combo we can use for defense and things like that. Next up, we've got 2 At All Costs Vegeta. It is just a 4-drop, 2 blue. Auto, whenever you play this card, draw 1 card, then choose up one of your energy and switch it to active mode. Activate main once per turn. Choose 2 cards from your life, add them to your hand. This card gains plus 3,000 power for the duration of the turn for each energy you have. Then, if you have 5 or more energy, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, and this card gains triple strike for the duration of the turn. So this is just a alternate kind of win condition for us, just being able to go into a big fat triple striker. Kind of late in the game if our opponent's already been cutting ourselves a lot or whatever it is. It's just kind of a good way to kind of close out games. It's a blue energy majority of the time, which is something we kind of need to get a couple blue energy out. That's really what it's here for more than anything is blue energy, but it gives us the option for an alternate win condition. Next up, we've got 3 Whis the Resting Attendant. So it's a 4-drop, 2 blue, 10k. Auto whenever you play this card, add 1 card from your energy to the from the top of your deck. So this is just another way for us to ramp. We're needing to ramp up at least 2 energy, sometimes 3 energy if we're trying to pop off like super quick. So this is just another way to make sure that we can get that ramp. This one isn't as much of a hand neg because we can just like world peace this guy out and then put a card from the top of our deck into our energy. So it's just another option there for us. Next up, we've got 3 Supreme Kai of Time Instructor. So it's a 1-drop black card. Counterplay, play this card, and battle cards with energy cost of 2 or less cannot attack until the start of your opponent's next turn. And then auto, whenever you play this card, draw a card. So this is just kind of our answer to aggro. If they're playing a lot of like 1-drop, 2-drop kind of bombs, we can just counterplay, play this, now those things can attack, and we get to draw a card. And now it's a 5k combo. It's a 1-drop black card, so Power Burst can get it out of the drop. So just kind of a nice way to just kind of defend our life until we get into that late game portion. Next up, we've got 2 Newfound Power Porunga. So it's a 3-drop 20k permanent. This card can't attack. Activate main, switch this card to rest mode. If your leader card is a black Shenron card, draw 1 or choose 1. Draw 2 cards. Choose one of your battle cards, gets plus 10,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. Or choose one of your and your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier. and choose the rest of you and your opponent's battle cards in their battle area, ignoring barrier, and then shuffle them into their owner's deck. So this is just kind of our answer if things kind of get out of hand and they kind of swarm the board for us and it's really hard to deal with. Maybe we've ran out of Kais or we don't really have enough negates or whatever it is. We can just kind of get this guy out, reset the board, kind of just keep going until our later turns, which is what we're wanting to do. And then next up we've got 2 Shenron Figure of Majesty. It's a 4-drop 20k permanent. This card can't attack. Activate main once per turn, sparking 5. Choose up to 2 of your energy and switch it to active mode. Choose 1 battle card with energy cost of 2 or less from a drop area and play it. Or choose your leader card or one of your battle cards and it gains plus 5,000 in critical for the duration of the turn. So this serves us a couple different purposes. We can get this out early, and it lets us untap energy and kind of extend our plays to, maybe we need to get another objection off this turn to make sure we get ramps. Really the best purpose for this is once we get a Kaioken out, we can give it critical with this, and now they're not gaining any hand advantage after we swing in with the Kaioken. It makes them 5k bigger, which is nice, but really that critical is what's super important for this. For our super combo, we're using 4 Temporal Rescue Trunks. This is just a Sparking 5 super combo, which we should have Sparking 5 no later than turn 2, so it's really nice to have. For our Dragon Ball split, we're running 6 of the Porunga's Dragon Balls and 1 of the Super Dragon Balls. The Super Dragon Balls just lets us dig deeper in the deck. We get to draw 4, pitch 2. This is kind of how we get our Kaiokens in the drop area easily, so it's a good way to go about it. And then moving on to our extra cards, running 4 Sensu Beans. These are just great defensive options, being able to kind of get out of pressure. 3 Whis' Coercion, just a really great negate. 4 Objection, this is one of the best ramp cards in the game. We need a ramp, so it's a great idea to run Objection. 4 Power Burst, just again another really good negate. With this we can start cycling the Supreme Kaitai Time Disruptor if we need to. And then it's also a Sparking. If we run out of energy, we can just take a life and use this if we absolutely have to. And then finally 4 World Peace. This is kind of how we get our Kaiokens and our bigger bombs out into play. So kind of like we talked about at the beginning of the video, what we're really trying to do is go, like turn 1 like Borgos or something, or leave an energy open for the Supreme Kai time. Turn 2, Objection, go up to 3. Turn 3, we're charging now, we have 4 energy. We can go 2, we can play Super Dragon Balls. Now we draw 4, pitch 2. Now we have 4 energy, so we get World Peace out of Whis. We've got energy open, we can go 2, we can go to Objection. And from there, we're pretty much already set as far as what our energy goes to. We can get up to turn 5 and kind of go from there. You can go turn 2 and turn 3 Objection, World Peace in the Shenron Figure of Majesty, and now he's there and he's kind of set. Going to turn 5, we charge at 6. Then we can just kind of play defense from there. You can go 2 kind of World Peace at that point. You can go 2 Objection into that point. Now you've got 7 energy, and then from there you can really pop off. You can hard cast a World Peace, bring in a Kaioken, and then leader ability, bring in another Kaioken. And now we just start taking life from each one of them, make them kind of alternate, make them both very big, or even maybe just make one really big and one just not as big, but still at least taking a life makes one a 50k, which is really strong. And then once one's big enough, and then we're down to super low life, and now they gain their dual attack, triple strike. We give one of them critical. We're ripping their hand away. We get all their negates and all that kind of stuff out of their hand. We swing in. We get them down to 2 life, 3 life, whatever it is, off the first one with critical, and then we just kind of close up the game with the one that doesn't have critical, because he's already got triple strike himself. So he just kind of closes the game out that way. That's really kind of the go-to, what we're trying to do with the deck. Like we said, it is super similar to a Shenron Gogeta, except the battle cards themselves already gain triple strike, dual attack. It's not quite as good as triple attack, triple strike, but because we're getting 2 of them out and play in 1 turn, it's actually kind of nice for us. We're still able to rip their hand. We're able to see what their hand is, see, okay, what can they combo out of, what can't they combo out of, generally speaking. We're not dealing them any life, so unless they're running a lot of self-wakeners, for certain decks, they're going to stay at high life, so they're going to have access to things like super combos. They're not going to have a whole ton of cards in hand. And then we can just kind of calculate from there, okay, cool, what can they combo up to, what can't they combo up to. Generally speaking, we're making these Kaiokens so big that it's not going to matter. They're just going to be able to kind of win the game by themselves, but it's good to have that information, okay, he can combo up to 50, my guy's already 50, so we're good, we can just swing in that way, or if I need a super combo, or whatever it is, to make sure that they just can't out-combo me. Which is really what the goal is. I do think the deck is interesting. There's a lot of tweaks that could potentially be made with the deck, just kind of depending on playstyle, and depending on how the format kind of transitions and things like that. We'll have a better idea after this weekend when Gen Con hits, and we're able to see what decks people are playing, what decks people think are good, and different things like that. I do think this deck can still struggle versus aggro. We do have answers to aggro with the Supreme Kai of Tai Time Disruptor, but aggro with the Shenron leader is still something that you always have to be concerned about. Chain Zenos, obviously something else to be really concerned about. If they just kind of wipe your board, wipe your hand, we're not as beat up by it as long as we find like one world peace and we have the energy, because our leaders allows us to bring something else into play. But it is something to be aware of. But anyway, guys, that is it, and we will see y'all next time.